Welcome back. In this part 2 of the Z3 interior restoration, we're going to be taking everything that we removed from the car, doing a little cleanup on it, and maybe trying to redo some of the pieces that are broken or cracked or missing. There are a few. The carpet in the car is going to stay because I don't feel like taking out the HVAC, which means I'm going to have to vacuum and carpet clean all of that in the car, which means we'll have to get a little creative with keeping water at bay. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. The other thing is we'll have to do the same thing to the other piece, but that's out of the car, so that won't be that big of an issue. So, let's get to work. So actually, as I'm looking around here, we're going to need to do some cleaning before we can get any of this started. I think I'm going to start working on the seat because I need to do the seat rails because they rock back and forth, which is fun for the driver, but for the passengers, it's kind of terrifying. So we're going to take care of that first, but as you can see, everything is kind of all over everything. I don't have any flat spaces to work. So I need to move all of this away, clean up my foot space so I can walk. And then yeah, I can start getting to work. So let's start with cleaning. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be replacing these little bushings. They're just little tiny, I think they're plastic, I don't know, ABS or something. They're little spacers that go into the piece that sits in here that allows this to rock, but when they start to age or get wet, you can rock them. This one kind of does. Either way, it's kind of hard to do when you're not sitting in it, as the car moving is what actually causes it to happen, but I will show you when we pull it off. Unfortunately, when we pulled this out of the car, when I pulled this out of the car, I left these too far back. So I'm going to have to take this off and use the impact to slide these forward, because I need to get to a bolt that is right about here, but under. There we go. So there you can see where they would be. Let me make sure you can actually see that. Yeah, so this is where they should be. These little guys right here. There's what's left of them, but yeah, that's not helping anything. That's what causes it to rock, if you're curious. Then you'll take this little guy, tag this little guy, make sure you didn't leave any pieces in there, drop it in here, realize these aren't going to fit. Yeah, this happens. So these aren't always perfectly sized. That wasn't me dropping a screwdriver on anything. I don't know why you'd say that. Alright, sometimes you can space it out. Yeah, so this isn't going to fit that well. Fortunately, I had this issue in the last one, so I'm an expert. I'm not an expert. Alright, so now at this point, you're going to remember to put some lube in here. So for this I'm going to use some white lithium grease. You're going to spray it in here. I'm going to do it slightly over here. Now that it's nice and lubed up, get it started. And then every once in a while, just bring it out here. Give it a little bit of a wash down. Spin it the rest of the way on. Alright, so right about there is usually where I stop, usually, when I did the last one. And then you'll just... So now that that's in, you'll take your bolt that you've removed, and then do the thing you did earlier, but in reverse. Alright, now do that, but on the other side. Sometimes this happens. These aren't always perfect, which is a shame, because it's a lot of extra work. So, I'm going to have to do this. I need to move you. Alright, so you'll take this on a bit of sandpaper. As you can tell, I'm bad at continuity. It's also a couple days later. Time management's tough. So this is the piece we pulled out of the car in the last video, and you can tell it's kind of gross and falling apart. We're going to go through and vacuum it, and then use this solution over here to clean it all out, and then use the extractor to pull out any excess liquid so it can dry a little quicker, because I don't want this to be all full of water. I'd like to have this done and dry by the end of March. Date's not specific. I would just like to be able to drive the car again if it ever stops being snowy and salty. Please stop salting the roads. spared you the visuals, but I just emptied the water out from this and it was disgusting. And I'm pretty sure this is a lighter shade of black now. With that being said, it is time to wrap up. In the next episode, we're going to actually start cleaning the body of the car, that is being the interior and whatever carpet's left in there. I don't know if I'm going to use the carpet cleaner or not. Maybe just the brush and a vacuum or a wet dry bag around here somewhere. And then we'll start cleaning up the metal, getting rid of all the dirt, and perhaps putting new pieces in. As of right now, I upload Tuesdays and Thursdays, schedule permitting. I might throw a couple weekend videos in there, like a weekend update or a garage work. I think this weekend I'm going to go through and do some lighting updates because it's nice and bright over here, but in the dungeon where the car is, it's not that great for filming. The last video I posted was terrible with lighting. I'm also going to look into getting a mic because this sounds awful. Looking at you, GoPro. Well, that's it. See you Thursday.